The history of knowledge would be very different if the book collection of Alexandria still existed today. But there is a glimmer of hope. Thousands of ancient manuscripts have recently been found and preserved in the Vatican Library. Perhaps these books contain the missing facts of the past. The origin of man on Earth is different from what is presented in the literature. Man came from other planets in the universe. Heka? Yes. Studies of human DNA prove this claim. So the origin of life on Earth goes back much further in time than is generally known. The first adventure began beyond the borders of this planet and goes through star kingdoms, galactic federations. Aliens visited the then existing civilizations of Atlantis, Lemuria, Mu, Tartaria, and other recently discovered civilizations. The greatest mystery on this world is our origins, which have been hidden from us for centuries. Popular theories such as evolution and creation do not explain the true origin of the human individual. Darwin's false theory of survival of the fittest does not explain how humans overcame the thousands of errors in human DNA structure, while creationism ignores an impressive number of ancient fossils and artifacts found around the world. So there is a clear need for a new, reliable model of our origins. More recently, these theories about the origin of modern humans have been thrown into confusion by the discovery of fossils, suggesting that Neanderthals, primitive humans, lived alongside Cro-Magnons, or modern humans, in what is now Israel. Strangely, these races did not interbreed because Neanderthals and modern humans could not. In terms of reproduction, they were incompatible. They were two completely different species. In fact, scientific research has shown that the remains of modern humans in prehistoric Israel are up to 40,000 years older than the remains of Neanderthals. This alone makes the theory of gradual evolution untenable. This conclusion could resolve the missing link between primitive and modern humans, which apparently does not exist. There were clearly two very different types of human, and this requires a new model of human origins. A growing number of archaeologists, theologians, and historians are questioning the ready-made answers offered by conventional science. But these scientists do not give up easily, and they defend their ideas with buckler and sword. The history of mankind is based on loose fragments. Why do we know nothing about our past and the many artifacts that have been found? Over the centuries, much of the literature and artifacts have been deliberately destroyed to keep people stupid and asleep. We used to know a lot about where we came from, but that was destroyed by the Dark Ones, so we weren't allowed to know how, what, and where we came from and where our origins are. Fortunately, in India, these traditional thoughts have been preserved as Veda and passed on orally from generation to generation. According to traditional Indian thought, the Veda is a self-evident and authoritative public scripture. However, it was not written by human authors. The word Veda means knowledge and is derived from the Sanskrit word vid, which means to know. It does not refer to a single literary work, but to a large body of literature created over many centuries and handed down from generation to generation. The world is moving inexorably towards true knowledge. In the past, whenever a message of truth, love, and cooperation was brought to people, it was consistently and systematically distorted in order to maintain spiritual control over humanity. But now we have reached the final situation where each person will decide by their actions and attitudes whether they will choose the path of light or, in the opposite case, be forced to undergo a painful repair or even grind on the cosmic dump with the other uneducable low-frequency parasitic beings who will not be able to exist in the new high-frequency world. The world is moving inexorably towards full knowledge. This knowledge does not seem to bring anything new. It develops what Jesus and other light beings brought to people long ago, but in a broader context. The millennial preparations for this time are gradually culminating, and everything is gradually being set in motion. But before something new can arise, the old must first fall. Everything that does not vibrate in light, love, and truth. In this and in those where there is too much wrong, Many will have to change, collapse, and fall. But the light is gradually shining through every corner. Today's deadline activates all that is harmful in us that we have gradually accumulated or that has been forced upon us. It is the last opportunity to throw away all that is harmful and to get rid of all that is wrong through knowledge, understanding, and self-reflection. And to remove everything from ourselves. Our actions and intentions are materializing much faster than before, and what we sow now, we reap with accelerated effect. Time is accelerating, and this is happening on a societal and personal level. We are in the midst of divine judgment. That is why today is what it is. Because of the enormous manipulation of humanity, everything around us is taking place in mitigated conditions, and we should be grateful for that. The increasing pressure of the light is bringing everything hidden to the surface. And so we can see a whole range of attitudes, from a confident, dismissive, calm attitude to an anxious, condescending, fearful attitude, or a resigned, slavish, red-faced, murderous cocktail. We can see who is who by their individual reactions. Every decision we make shows very well what we are like inside. The present age will gradually destroy everything that does not pulsate with positive light. From a global, societal point of view, we will soon see the disintegration of dark and Nazi groups as we know them today, built on false, parasitic, and anti-human principles like the EU, USA, Hiroshima, UN, Israel, WHO, UN, etc. Socially, but also individually, everything we would rather keep hidden will be revealed in its nakedness. As the pressure of the light increases, eventually all the dirt and lies will come to the surface, and there will be nowhere to hide from this cleansing light. Help spread this important message far and wide. For the record, our liberation can only be achieved if the masses wake up and rise up to protest against, among other things, false information and unnecessary and dangerous COVID injections, all designed to destroy 90% of the populace, or that the cabal is crippled by A. A mass awakening, E. The collapse of the monetary system, or C. Removal by alien intervention. Remember this, and don't be tempted to follow other so-called solutions, because there are none.